Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Season 2 of the Jonhson Mclang Show. It's been a while since I've been on here, so welcome back. This is episode 42 of 100. So let's get started. So I'm not going to talk about any news stories that have been recent. I will get back to doing that at the next episode, which will be Thursday. But today I'm just going to go over some stuff up this year. Because this is a midterm election year, we all know that. And lots of stuff has been going on recently. So I'm just here to break it down and discuss all this. So this year has some good things happening this year, and also lots of bad things too. This year we had lots of victories, and also lots of bad things at the same time. We had the vaccine mandate removal, which is good. The Supreme Court that was nominated by Republican President Donald Trump blocked the OSHA and Biden vaccination mandate. And that is great. A great thing, a great victory this year. I know many workers had to get fired over this and still had to get vaccinated, but the vaccine mandate got dropped down, which is a good step forward with freedom. Next, mask mandates for schools and cities and counties and some states ended this year. And New York ended their public school masking guidance and COVID guidance in New York recently. Now, New York is still a Democrat city and a Democrat state, but that's a good step in the right direction. And I'm glad that masks are over. I'm glad that the vaccine mandate has been over. Another thing good this year is recently, this past month, in August, we had a court rule that workers that got fired over the vaccine mandates early on are now able to get their job back and get a higher paycheck and get paid for time that they missed, which is a part of justice. And also, which is great, another good victory. Also, nurses that got fired from not getting the COVID vaccine that were on the front lines before the vaccine which I thought was so ridiculous that they got fired, got a $200 million settlement from a court too from the vaccine mandate, which is a great thing too this past month. So that's another victory. Another victory is this month, Virginia got a new governor. That's a Republican. He is doing Governor Duncan and Lieutenant Governor Winsome Sears is doing a great job in Virginia. I feel like that state is doing much better than they did before. And I'm glad that Virginia is a Republican state because we need Virginia. And you're probably thinking, oh, that was for governor's race, and Trump might not win Virginia in 2024. But I feel like Virginia, might actually win in 2024 and be a red state in 2022 and in 2024. Because I think their state has Congress for state Congress elections in U.S. I'm not for sure, but I do think U.S. Congress for Virginia, for the House of Representatives and the Senate for U.S. Congress. I think maybe state Congress too this year in Virginia. But there's no governor race or nothing like that. But Virginia is red. I feel like Virginia is going to be a red state for a long time. For the next few years, I hope. And I think 2024 Virginia will continue being red. I hope so. I'm not for sure what it's going to do, but I'm hopeful that Virginia will be a red state for a long time. Okay. We had some epic pro-Trump GOP primary victories for this midterm election. So many great people that Trump endorses won the GOP candidacy for for 2022 midterms. And anti-Trump candidates lost the primary. That is Cheney. She lost, which is a victory for us because we don't need that kind of bullcrap in the Republican Party. So we have so many people. The new lineman, the new person for that will be the next. Uh, the new person replacing his, I think, is a great candidate. So, and we'll probably win this year. So, because I think, that's a victory. We have some good primary victories past couple months. And also, we have special election this year, before 2023, when people come into the Congress in 2023. We have an early person. I think her name was Marla Flowers, that won in Florida. So, which is great. And Nancy Pelosi, hit her daughter with her picture in the Congress. But anyway, or something, or shoved her or something, I don't know. But Marla Flowers, Flowers, is a new Republican congresswoman this year that came into office this year. Merger, what happens, they would be elected in 2022 and then come in 2023. But this was a special election. And she won. Marva won that special election. I think that district that Marva won, I think it used to be a Democrat district. So, that was a red wave in Florida because, Florida's all red, but there's some parts in Florida and every state that's blue, even red states. There's blue parts in red states. But Marva overruled the blue wave in Florida and overruled that blue seat, which is amazing. And so we had lots of victories. And so far this year, I think we're going to have more victories coming up. In October, we still have October, something might happen. I know Biden and his approval rating is going up a little bit, but you never know what will happen next. His approval rating might start going down again. Maybe something crazy will happen, like in October, because there's always something that goes crazy in October. We all know that. But anyway, we had epic midterm pro-Trump primary wins this year for the midterms. I bet those people win. So, also speaking of midterms, Dr. Oz for Pennsylvania, he's doing a great job campaigning. And his Democrat person, Fetterman, is not wanting to debate Dr. Oz. I think Fetterman is scared. He might use Pennsylvania for Senate, and that Dr. Oz might win. And some pro-Trump conservative voters and supporters are skeptical right now of Dr. Oz, because I think I heard a story where Dr. Oz was talking bad about Trump. You know what? I think that's bad, but good at the same time. Listen, Pennsylvania is a very severe state. We need it for 2022. It's a big state for 2022. It's a big state for 2024. Most likely 2024. More than 2022. Pennsylvania is a big state. And it's an important state. And I feel like I think Dr. Oz is trying to get some maybe Wino voters on his side I think he is trying to get voters by saying he don't support Trump on January 6th. I don't think Dr. Oz means that. I think he's saying that to try to win voters, get voters to win this election, this midterm election in Pennsylvania. And I think that's a good pathway to get into the Senate right now. so you could get voter, because we need to win Pennsylvania this year. That's an important state. Georgia is also an important state, which I think Herschel Walker is doing an amazing campaign too. I think he might win. I hope. I don't know, but he's a good candidate for Senate in Georgia. But anyway, I think Dr. Oz is just trying to get winos and also conservatives to vote for him so he can win Pennsylvania. So Pennsylvania for the Senate can turn red for U.S. Congress or U.S. Senate. So that's why I think Dr. Oz is a good candidate. I just think he is saying this stuff so he can probably win. He wants to win voters' hearts. So I think that's a good technique, you know. I disagree with what he's saying about he don't support Trump with January 6th, and he don't condemn. He should condemn it because Trump did nothing wrong. We all know this. But it's all Antifa. We all know that. It's probably January 6th is probably Democrats pretending to be Republicans to impeach Trump and to get rid of Trump because they're scared of 2024. Anyway, never mind. This year, Democrats are scared, but also this Trump raid that happened this past month is horrible. It's unfair to Trump, a raid, and Hunter Biden. They're not even raiding Hunter Biden's home either. They need to raid his home and with his laptop and stuff and all the shady stuff that Hunter Biden does and did. They need to raid his house first before they raid Trump's. I thought that was so crazy. But I think the Democrats wanted to do raid Trump's house to try to prove Trump was guilty, which Trump is not guilty. Okay, we all know that. Okay, I think they're scared of 2024. They're scared because they know that Republicans are doing better nowadays because Republicans see the falsehoods and the witch hunt of all this craziness. I think Republicans are seeing the truth, and I think winos are starting to change their view and starting to wake up and not be woke. And I think Democrats are starting to wake up and see what's going on. And I think Democrats are scared because the Republicans are eating. We just saw what happened to Liz Cheney. So I think Democrats and winos are scared. I really do, and that's why they're raiding Trump's home, because they want to get rid of Trump because they're scared. Because he's planning on winning for 2024. They don't want him to win in 2024. They're scared. But I think the raid was so horrible, dividing for our country. That's horrible. And Marjorie Taylor Greene being swatted 2 times. I think that's horrible too. They're scared. These Democrats in Georgia are scared to death. You know, they want to win. Democrats want to win. They're scared. You know, I think it's horrible that they swatted her house 2 times. She did not deserve to be swatted. Trump did not deserve the raid, the FBI raid, and Barron Trump did not deserve to get his room searched first during the raid. Hunter Biden needs to be searched first and raided by the FBI first before Barron Trump. I thought that was horrible. I felt, oh my god. But I think it's horrible. I think Democrats are scared because they know they probably think they're not going to win. Next, another great victory is Roe versus Wade finally got overturned, kind of. You know, some states are refusing to overturn it, but it's a good victory, and it's a good victory with the Supreme Court because it's a Republican victory because Trump appointed the Supreme Court. Without Trump, Roe versus Wade wouldn't be banned. So we're thankful for Trump for appointing those judges, those severe conservative judges that are on our side and on the side of freedom and protecting babies, protecting lives. It's funny, I said this before, Democrats care about animals' lives, they care about, black lives, Asian lives, but they don't care about Asian babies, they don't care about black babies, they care about animal babies that are animals. Democrats don't even care about gay babies or lesbian. How about that baby that they killed during abortion? How about that later on that baby turned into be a gay? And maybe that baby in the future was going to be a Democrat and voted for them. Wouldn't they want that baby to live to vote for their own party? Like, I think in the future, like, oh my God, think about it, folks. Think about it. So I am so glad that abortion has, the Supreme Court took action on it and overturned it. States need to overturn it. Some states won't, but Kansas didn't. But I think what happened with that maybe was a cheat, maybe. I don't know. Maybe the Democrats in Kansas cheated with that, too. I don't know. I think Kansas, it can't be. But I think they need to look into that, too. But maybe it's just a misstep with Kansas. I don't know. But Indiana, my state of Indiana, starting September 15th, abortion's gone. Which, Indiana, that's wonderful. It could be a little bit better, but is a ban, a very restrictive abortion ban. Which Indiana, congratulations on that. So that's good. But that's a victory, but it's also not a victory because I don't know. And they say that most people want abortion access and stuff. I don't believe that. They say that 50% of whoever wants abortion in the nation, in this nation. I don't believe that poll. I don't believe that statistic. I really don't. And I know some people does like it, and that might hurt us in the midterms. That hurt Republicans in the midterms. But I don't even believe that. But I'm still hopeful for the House and Senate. I do believe that the House will win in 2022 this year. I don't know. I'm a little bit iffy with the Senate because the Senate is really hard to get into. For whatever, it's really hard to get into than the House. I'm nervous about the Senate a little bit. I'm hopeful for the House, but I'm hopeful for the Senate, but I don't know. But we'll see. But I guess if we don't win the Senate, it don't matter. It kind of matters, but things. If we get, let's say, the House has to pass Biden's laws and stuff that he gives to Congress, and if the House is Republican controlled, they probably won't pass anything that Biden wants to pass. And if House don't pass anything, the Senate won't pass anything because it won't go to the Senate because the House and the Senate has to pass bills or acts, whatever, to make them laws in this country. So it doesn't really matter who's who. Let's say the Senate is Democrat controlled and they pass something, but then it has to go to the House, and then the House won't pass it. So Biden won't get his rest of his agenda done. And also, but it'd be harder for us to bring the gas prices down and try to fix policies that Biden made. Our horrible policies. It's going to be hard for us to reverse those policies if we don't have the House and Senate as Republican controlled. But it would be nice to remove Nancy Pelosi from the speaker position. Hopefully she retires or something too. if she don't win. If Democrats don't win the House, Nancy won't be the speaker, or I should say drinker in the House, speaker in the House, but whatever. But it'd be nice to see, even though the Senate probably would not be Republican, we'll see. If the House becomes Republican, I'll be really happy to see Nancy Hughes. That make my, be a victory. But anyway, but things Biden's the rest of his agenda for the next 2 years will not get passed if the House is Republican. Because, most bills go to the House first and then the Senate, but sometimes bills go to the Senate first and then to the House. Like with the inflation, I think. What started with the Senate and it ended with the House, which got passed. But anyway, okay. We are saying this year we had some downblows too, which is kind of a victory for us. Prices are up with inflation because of we have high inflation because of Biden, which has high prices. Consumer prices are high, which is not good, and people are fed up with it. Also, gas prices are high because Biden on day 1 or day 2 of his whole presidency removed the Keystone Pipeline and also banned other pipelines too, not just Keystone, but in Alaska too, and stopped drilling. We stopped drilling in this country. Our energy independence is gone right now, or I don't think it's gone because we still have gas. We're not solar yet, but we're not electric yet, but we might be. I don't know, but we're almost not energy independent. We're still kind of energy independent, but not fully. Not like it was with Trump. So gas is high because the Keystone's gone. When the Keystone's gone, oil, and when we can't drill for oil, it makes oil really expensive, which makes gas really expensive, which makes truckers and stuff and companies have to pay for gas, which is more expensive than a normal car gas, which makes food prices and other items at the stores and stuff expensive, or online stores expensive, or wherever. Prices are expensive nowadays. Gas is going down, but it's expensive. And the reason it's going down because we're draining our oil. We're getting rid of it. So it's going down. But anyway, high prices, high gas prices, because of the Keystone Pipeline and other pipelines, and we're not drilling in this country. We are relying on other countries, on their oil, which other countries don't have good oil. They're themselves. We need to start drilling in this country. We need to fix the pipelines. We need to bring back Keystone Pipeline to fix the gas prices, which will fix, other prices too. Um, you know, so, we need this. And Republicans, if we vote red for U.S. Congress, if we vote for Republicans for the House of Representatives and the Senate this year, well, technically next year in January, but this January, sorry. If we vote Republican, then the representatives will try to make their own bill instead of Biden making a bill for them to do. Because most of the time, what happens is President Biden makes his own bills and makes his own acts and stuff for Congress, which is normal. That's most of the time that's what happens. But sometimes, people, representatives come up with their own bill and stuff. Like the Green New Deal, AOC came up with that. Trump didn't come up with that back in 2019. or 2019. Trump didn't make the need, the green, get it? AOC made the bill. Trump didn't make the bill. It didn't get passed because we were Republican controlled in the Senate. But anyway, even though the House in 2019 was controlled by Democrats, unfortunately, but the Senate, things have to get through the Senate. So, anyway, I think our candidates right now in the Republican Party are campaigning on bringing back the Keystone Pipeline and bringing back other pipelines too for oil and start making our own oil. That's what we're campaigning on in the Senate and House right now in our current Republican Party. I think even winos are wanting gas prices to go down, I think. So we need to vote Republicans so we can, for state Congress, that's one issue. If you want your state to be Republican, for state representatives and state senate, that's one thing. But I'm concerned about U.S. representatives in the U.S. Senate, because that's what makes national laws, which affects all 50 states. So, because states can't change the gas prices, they can try to, but I don't know how good it will do. But we need to focus on U.S. Congress. Vote in your state Congress for sure. Vote for city, whatever people. But vote for U.S. Congress too, which I think you have to. But anyway, vote for Republican for U.S. Congress, for the representatives and the Senate. Vote for Republicans for that. And maybe soon, hopefully in January, we'll have a Republican representative make a bill to lower the cost of everything in a good way, not of Inflation Reduction Act type of way, which will not fix inflation, would make it worse. But anyway, to try to make a Keystone bill, probably, to get passed in the House, go to the Senate. We would want the Senate to be Republican to do this. The Senate will pass it, and Biden might veto it because he wants solar, and then with Republican majority we can overturn the veto, and then that would become law. So gas will go down, and we'd start to be energy independence again, like we were with Trump. So, the whole idea now, Republicans like Marjorie Taylor Greene and other people like that can try to make a bill to bring back the Keystone Pipeline, which I bet they're trying to. But I think Democrats and Biden wouldn't let it happen, because we had to have a Republican majority to make a Republican motion or item on it, without the president's approval or disapproval. So, even if the president also has a Republican majority with the Senate and the House, even if Biden overturns a law or a bill, or vetoes the bill, if you will, we can overrule the veto. We can get rid of the veto. So that's what Indiana did with the transgender bill. Holcomb removed it, and then we brought it back. So, I think so. We have high inflation, high prices, high gas prices, energy independence is going downhill. We have the Inflation Reduction Act, which is horrible, which would raise taxes and would not really help inflation. We have student loan forgiveness, which would raise taxes, which is not good. Which is not good during this economy. We have poor people. It's not helping. That wouldn't help our economy with the prices being high and everything like that. No. It's a loan. There's not a car loan forgiveness, is there? Or a house loan or whatever. Like, okay. And we have woke policies that are woker than ever. Critical race theory. in K-12 schools. Critical race theory is not meant for K-12 schools. It's meant for law schools and college. Okay? It's not meant for kids. It really isn't. And I don't think kids want to sign up for critical race theory, but curriculum has it doing that. So I disagree with it too, because all lives matter. Democrats say Asian lives matter, Black lives matter, and our all lives matter system, or not really system, but all lives matter theory or idea is Black lives matter, white lives matter, Mexican lives matter. We care about the Mexicans, right? Asian life. We combine all. We combine Native Americans, like Black people, white people, Asian people, Mexican people. We combine those people together. All lives matter. No matter who you, I don't care who you are. You matter. Okay, everybody matters. We all matter. Not just one race. Not just Asians and Black. All people matter. Mexicans matter. We all matter. All lives matter. Okay? We do. I don't, and also we had a nerd with, allowing prayer in public schools on the football field. The Supreme Court allows prayer, which is amazing. That's a victory right there. We have the border crisis. It's getting worse. No one's, Biden calls for a wall. I think he's wanting to build a wall, but, it's, oh my God. It's just, the border crisis is out of control. And then also Biden gave a divisive speech recently, calling MAGA Republicans evil, a threat, a nut job. His whole idea on day one was to unite the country, which his speech is not uniting at all. He has a red, evil, devilish background. I think that's horrible. Talking bad about MAGA, you may disagree Biden with MAGA Republicans, but those exist in your country. And I think he did that speech because he's fearful. Him and Democrats are fearful of 2022 and 2024. They want to speak bad about us, speak bad about MAGA. I disagree with it. I think it's horrible. His speech, what he did the other day, a couple weeks ago, was horrible. Horrible. I disagree with it. He just needs to get used to MAGA and conservatives and Republicans. We care about freedom. We want freedom back. We want our freedoms back. We want to go back to normal lives. We want things to be cheaper. We want lower taxes for everybody. Not just, we want lower taxes for middle class, especially we want lower taxes for poor people, the middle class, and the high class. Because we can't tax the rich. It doesn't work that way. It shouldn't work that way. Everybody should have lower taxes. Everybody. We should always be all lives matter. We should unite with each other. And, things need to be cheaper. Taxes need to be cut a little bit and go down. Like with Trump, things just need to be back to normal. Not low. Like, if Democrats had a plan to make everything cheap, a good plan to have solar panels, make it cheaper, and make gas cheaper and make things cheaper, and not have inflation, not have a shortage on baby formula. Okay, if you're gonna, at least the only thing you can do, if you're gonna have abortion, at least have for the living babies, have baby formula. We have so many crises right now. We have high crime, a border crisis that's out of control. Things are horrible, crazy. I try to stay positive. I try to have a positive mind, but things are crazy right now. This is not how America should be. We want freedoms. We want not woke. We want like middle ground stuff. We need solutions. We need to fix things. It's going to be hard to fix them, but I think we will. I think we can. But we need to think about what we've been through with this presidency. His divisive speech, his high prices, his high crime, his border crisis, his, high gas prices, him getting rid of the Keystone Pipeline, other pipelines, Alaska Pipeline, stopping drilling in our country for oil. His, critical race theory ideas and everything that he's doing. His, anything. Think about the supply chain issues. Think about the shortages, food shortages. Think about, the vaccine mandates almost happening and did happen. Mask mandates for Democrats. Think about it all. Think about it all. Not just think about Roe versus Wade. Think about everything that has happened in the last year with Democrats and Biden. Even Democrats in 2020 with masks and everything and COVID and lockdown. Okay? Think about it all. Think about and vote Republican this year in November. Vote, vote, vote. Sign up to vote. And vote. And on November. Early voting is fine if you do it in person. You need to vote in person and a couple weeks before the election, or vote on November 8th, which is the election. Let's have a red wave. Let's continue having Republican governors, add new Republican governors, re-elect governors, re-elect our Republican congressmen and women and senators for state and U.S. Congress. Let's do this. Let's have a red wave. Let's have victories. More victories. Let's do this. Let's survive the next 2 years. Let's try to fix things now before it gets worse. I know taxes will be high next year because of all this crap with the Inflation Act. I know things are still going to be challenging in 2023 and 2024, but let's try to vote for Republicans to try to survive the rest of this Biden term until we get Trump. Or a conservative Republican that stands up for freedom and rights and everything like that. Let's try to survive the next 2 years. So, if we want cheaper gas, if we want cheaper items at the store, or online, wherever you shop at, that's high. If we want lower crime, if we want a controlled border crisis, if we want energy independence, then we need to vote for Republicans so we can try to fix this nationwide and statewide. So vote, 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 vote. Vote for Republican. I'm not trying to control who you vote for. If you want to vote for Democrat, I think it's crazy. But please, listen to what I'm saying. Come up with your own thoughts and your opinions and views and research on your own. Think for yourself. Yes. But think about what I'm saying too. Not just me, but other people that have the same thoughts and views. Most people have the same thoughts and views as me. Christian values, freedom agenda. That has a freedom agenda. That puts America first, not else. And Democrats put America last right now. The Democrats had a plan to lower tax, keep tax low, cut taxes, and had cheaper things. Just like when Trump had cheaper things, then I probably think about Democrats more than I do now. But right now, I don't think about Democrats. So we need to vote Republican to try to fix these issues that we're facing. So come January, we can have better outcomes and solutions, or some sort of solution to inflation, solution to whatever. We need solutions. We need to survive. So, vote. Think about the high gas prices. We're fed up. Think about it. So, that's all I have to say tonight. And I'm going to keep reminding you to vote. Vote in October in person. Vote on November 8th for Republicans. For your state and for U.S. And that's it for today. And I'll be back on Thursday for new news stories coming your way. So I'll see you Thursday for another episode of Jonhson Mclang Show. Thank you guys so much. And God bless you guys, and God bless America. I'll talk to you soon.